Hi, this is Derek with MostInterestingLife.com, and today's video is called Interesting People Do Not Get Distracted Easily. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates were once sitting down in some sort of conference, and they were asked, what is the number one thing that is important for their success? And they both had the same answer: focus. Focus is everything in life. It's your mental real estate, and the way that you allocate it determine everything else. It determines your thoughts, your actions, your ability to achieve goals. It's everything. And the funny thing is that in today's world, everything is there to distract us. We are distracted by advertisements, TV, radio, social media. There's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. There's sports. There's celebrity drama. There's just everything is out to distract us, and our brains are not wired for this. We're not wired for so much stimulation all the time. We're not wired to live in such a complex world where everything is looking to get our attention. There's a lot of money involved in getting people's attention. That's why advertisers are constantly fighting, and they have creative teams looking to get your attention on their products. And there's billions and billions of dollars, maybe even trillions of dollars that are invested on this. Definitely over the years, it's totaled to trillions of dollars. So if you are not making a concerted effort to avoid distraction, you're going to lose this battle. Instead of focusing on the goals that you want in life, on the place you want to live, the way you want to travel, your own health, everything else, you're going to be focusing on stupid stuff that really does not improve your own life. So one of the things in this video, I'm going to talk about a few different strategies that you could use to increase your focus. One of which is meditation. Meditation originally started in times of less distraction, so hundreds, thousands of years ago it came about, and it's even more important nowadays than it was then. With meditation, you could train your mind. You could actually rewire your brain to become more focused. The simplest types of meditation are just focusing on your breath, the breathing in, holding for a second, and breathing out. That is the most simple type of meditation. There's plenty of books, videos out there on meditation. There are unlimited ways you can meditate, but the whole point is the ability to focus on something or nothing rather than on all the things, distractions around us, or as in Taoism they call the 10,000 things, rather than the one force, the whatever the most important focus is that you should be having. Another thing is tied to meditation, tied to everything else, is just make it a habit. Avoiding distraction and focusing is a habit. When you find yourself getting distracted, as I talk about in other videos, the first step is just to become aware of when you're becoming scatterbrained and when you're distracted. You might not even be avoiding the distraction, but becoming aware of it is the first step. When you become aware of it, you're in a much better position to then focus on what you should be focusing on. So you could be focusing on sitting down watching TV, looking at your Facebook endlessly. One thing about Facebook, Instagram, and all these other things is you could just scroll endlessly, or surfing the internet. You could just do this forever. So it's okay to do sometimes. It's good to be connected with your friends. It's good to learn new things. It's good in some ways, but this should not be what you're doing with all of your time. So if you find yourself being distracted or not focusing on a goal when you should be focusing on a goal, on a business, on working out, on whatever it is that you want to do, organizing your life, throwing things out, put yourself back into where you should be. So work on becoming more aware when you are being distracted, and then work on focusing on what you should be. This is a habit, and it will get easier over time, just like any habit. Exercise is another thing that helps with focus. It helps to clear out brain fog, where our brains are fogged up these days. It's unlike anything else. There's a lot that go into that. There's all the things, the distractions that I spoke about, our diets. There's a lot of reasons why we could become fogged up, and also we're less physically active than we're built to be. And when you don't exercise and you don't use your body, your mind suffers as a result of not using your body. So look to exercise regularly. 5-6 days a week is a great goal to have. Don't overdo it, but I'd say the majority of people underdo it. So exercise is a huge thing. Diet is another one. Sugar is all around us. Sugar is cheap. It tastes good. Along with sugar, I'm putting these enriched flours that you see and everything. These bleach enriched flours especially. Those turn into sugar in your body, but sugar fogs the mind. Again, we like sugar. We like these things because for our ancestors, this was able energy. We could either use it to go hunting or do whatever we had to do back in the day, or we would store it as fat, and fat was very important. The more fat you had, the better, because a lot of times our ancestors were faced periods of starvation where the fat would help them survive. It was a survival tool. We're able to store fat so easily in our bodies because it was a survival tool for our ancestors. If our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were not able to store fat so easily, we wouldn't be here today. Another thing to do is disconnect. I like to check my email. I like to look at my social media. I like to be connected. But most people overdo it completely. A lot of times I'll go out to restaurants, bars, clubs, and I see these people are zombies. Especially the younger women these days they're slaves to their Instagram, their Snapchat. I say that Snapchat is like crack. It's the crack of the social media world. It only lasts for a short period of time. Your post only up there for a day, and then you have to replace it. It's so quick and easy for people to use. They put up 10-second clips at a time, and it's a distraction. If half of your time out is focused on social media and posting on social media or looking at other people's social media, you're not really living. I mean, I'm all for the use of social media properly. I think it's an amazing tool, but people overdo it too much and they're not really living their life. There was a book that I haven't read yet, but it's on my book list. I have hundreds of books that I want to read. I'm constantly reading new books, but it's called The Shallows. And it talks about just how our brains are not focusing as deeply as they used to. Our minds scatter around to just tons of different things on a shallow level rather than the few important things on a deeper level. A lot of people say how they're good multitaskers, and sometimes I fall into this too, and it's easy to think that you are a good multitasker, but study after study psychologically has shown that multitasking is not a good idea. It shows that it actually is harmful for your brain. It reduces your ability to focus in the long term. So to constantly be jumping around on social media and all these things, it's frying your brain. And the Shallows, that book talked about. So if you want to learn more, I've heard a lot of people talk about how great this book is. It's on my to-read list. I'd recommend that. But it shows how there's a lot of studies that show our thinking is becoming more shallow. So imagine if you had total focus. Imagine what you could do with your life if you weren't so easily distracted and you could focus on, at every given moment, the things that are most important to you. You would do everything that you need to do. You'd get all your errands done. You'd organize your surroundings. You'd focus on ways of making money. When you sit down and you'd interacting with friends, family, meeting new people, you'd be that much more present. It's probably the number one tool that you could have working for you if you were able to harness your focus. Again, everything is a distraction, and modern people so easily just give up our attention to things that really do not add to our lives. Things like television, celebrity gossip and drama. Sports is a huge one for men. I think it's great to be able to follow these things, but people invest so much of what I call your mental real estate to these things. It's like you have this great penthouse real estate or ocean view real estate, and you're dedicating it to cheap stuff that has no effect on your life. And decades go by and your whole life goes by, and what did you really have to show for it? You focused on things that are making other people money. If you're spending all your time focusing on sports or celebrity gossip, that's great for the celebrities that are making money. It's great for the athletes. It's great for the people who own the TV channels. or all these organizations. It's great for them, but it's not great for you. They are making money off of your attention, all the advertising that's going to you. And it's just you end up having nothing to show for it. This should make you angry to think about what's best for you and your family, all of your goals, and all these distractions, they're getting in the way of it. So your mind, you are the captain of your own ship. And imagine a ship captain who's just always, he's not looking to where he's going. He's looking around, he's focusing on rocks and stuff, not to avoid them, but to crash into them and just getting off course. It's the same way with your life. You're like a captain who's just looking at everything except for the path where you're supposed to go. So, in closing, focus is everything. Work, fight for your focus. Develop the habit of focusing. And that's all I have today. So if you like this post, give it a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, go to my site, mostinterestinglife.com. If you see on my color therapy glasses today, again the green ones, I plan to come out with a video and a post on my blog about that very soon. I definitely love having these things. It makes every day a little bit more interesting. So remember what's important in your life, and until next time, stay interesting.